Yeah, when you're feeling down and motivated in the midweek, we got the guys here to make your life complete. Little John, Brandon, Cody, Carly, they're coming in to keep you motivated all week. New episode, same time every week. Don't gotta wait long for the next one to release. So don't go away, sit down, take a seat, enjoy Midweek Motivation with John and Carly. Hey.
Midweek Motivation.
Let's go.
Yeah, so you can't say anything about that because it's a gigantic secret. Because everybody knows about it except for the one person that it's going to happen to. So, and if you know, you know. If you don't know, you have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's okay. Welcome to Midweek Motivation, real conversations with real people about a very real God. That it didn't really flow out like it normally does. Man, it is one of those days. So I haven't finished my coffee quite yet. So it's right about here. Usually I start to wake up around here, but apparently today is not that day.
Nope.
But yes, welcome to Midweek Motivation, back for another episode. Man, I'll tell you what, last week, I have this thought of like, during an episode of like, I don't understand why people watch this. Why on earth do people watch this, right? So I was talking to my mom about it the other day, and because my mom, I love her. She was kind enough to watch last week, and she's the reason I had to suffer through some Michigan State things last week. And I was talking to her about it because she watches like every week because she's my mom and she loves me.
Because that's what moms do.
Right. That's what moms do. Right. So I get why my mom watches it. Right. But I was talking to her. I told her, I was like, do other people really like this? Like, is it fun? I get that it's fun for people that know us, and I get that, right? There's some fun there for like the 20 people that really love it all the time, which actually last week was the second highest watched episode of Midweek in this season. I think of all time. I have to go back and check the numbers, but the audience is there and it's growing and it's big. So obviously some people like it, but I'm trying to figure out why. So I'm curious because I asked my mom, it's like, is it really funny to other people? Like, is it actually good, or is it just like, oh, haha, look, there's Darren and Carly and Trevor and all those guys again.
Oh,
they're so
they
fun. Like, right? They're like, all these bald guys are hilarious. Which we had a fun little thought the other day that, like, apparently to work for Carly, you have to be bald, right?
Yeah.
To be hired in the past 2 years, Carly's only hired bald white guys. Which John doesn't really fit that because John's got a decent amount of hair.
Yeah.
But the rest of us, like me and Trevor,
You fit the profile.
right, we definitely fit the profile. So there's going to be a day where we're all sitting in a room wearing the same shirt, and we'll see if people can pick us out. One person in particular that has trouble telling people apart. and
Exactly.
we have a lot of fun with that one. But yes, so if you're watching, I want to know why in the world you watch this, because I have a feeling I know why I want you to watch, right? I know why I want people to watch, right? But I don't know if that's actually why. And I'm not going to tell you why I want people to watch, right? Because I don't want to be wrong. So, but if you're watching, one, I'm really grateful for you because I would do this if like 10 people watch just because it's fun. Right. And I always secretly wanted to be a radio DJ. And this is like,
You get to live out your dream.
this is it, right? This
You're
is
like
everything.
Facebook famous for 10 minutes.
Exactly. I love it. It's fantastic. Right. But let us know in the comments why you watch, what you enjoy. I would say tell us what you hate, but don't do that. Right. I'll take a little bit of constructive criticism. But only I haven't woke up because John's not there. I do miss you, John. John, I miss you. I haven't seen you in like 3 days. And I'm used to seeing John about 6 days a week.
You can absolutely tell the vibe.
Yes.
Like, where is he?
So I definitely miss having John around. That's always a better day when I get to see John. But let us know in the comments why you watch, what you like about the show. If you hate it, just keep on watching and don't tell us why you hate it. That's okay. We don't need to know things like that. Oh, now my computer's talking to me.
Cool.
Good heavens. All right. I was just thinking after last week. Last week was a great episode. And I was just thinking, now I got to live up to that. and it's already going off the rails, all because of me. But anyways, we are here today to talk about all things next Jenny,
Yes.
which is not a word,
Not a word.
but we made it a word.
But if you stick a Y on the end of anything, it totally describes it.
100%. So I'm going to give you all the credit for that one.
Super.
So we were talking the other day about how we needed to promote summer camp and some other things, and we were talking about Easter. We were talking about all these things, and we said, "Hey, let's just have Christine on. We're gonna have Lindsay on, but couldn't fit her in because we need to. Which we probably better. We probably need to have a whole Lindsay episode.
Get to know Lindsay.
Yes, we need to do it. We could put her in the hot seat and ask her questions live on the internet and make
That
her
would be
answer. Do like a lightning round. That would be fantastic. All right, sorry, Lindsay, but that's definitely going to happen to you.
See how many staff people it takes to figure out how to correctly pronounce her last name.
Oh my gosh, and then spell it.
Oh.
Good heavens! I feel like I've got the spelling down, but so what always messes with me is her first name. Is it EY or AY? It's EY, right?
EY.
It is EY.
Yep.
Okay, so that's the one. I figured out how to spell her last name because I've had to type it enough. But I still struggle with her first name, which is just crazy foolish.
Yep.
But yeah, so we couldn't get Lindsay on today because she's busy, doing life and
She is.
being a grown up, getting ready to graduate from Liberty,
She graduates first weekend in May,
right? And then we get her full time.
full time, beginning of June.
And I don't know if she's prepared for that because she's been around us for a while, but I don't know if she's really, really ready to live her life with us like full time
In the office.
in the office because our staff is awesome. But
But
it's a lot. It's going to be great. So we're excited to have her joining the team here very, very soon in June. But we'll do a whole Lindsay episode, so we won't talk about her. We do have this guy to my right who's sitting in the middle. That you're not quite Lindsay.
No, not at all.
Not even close to Lindsay in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
But, the seat was there. And we wanted to let you be famous today. So show some love for Toasty in the chat. And if you want to know why his name is Toasty, we'll you know what? We're just going to hold that one back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll hold that one. Let's
For
see.
now.
You've had a lot of nicknames over the years, I feel
Yeah.
like, which
Yeah.
is something you get when you grow up like as a ministry kid.
Definitely.
Right, that's another episode we need to do.
Oh.
We'll get if we can get Courtney and Lindsay, and then all the rest of the staff. We'll just do
Kids.
all of. We can get probably like a whole range of church staff kids, and we can have all the church staff stories.
you can maybe even get like Lindsay Miller, who
Right.
literally grew up here.
That would be fantastic. That might be. Maybe we can get a little behind the scenes of what it's really like growing up as staff, right? So your mom describes staff kids as feral, right? And I've adopted
Yes.
that, and I think it's true.
But I love them. But
Oh,
they
they're
are.
absolutely feral because
Yeah.
they kind of just float around and feel like they run the place, which is probably some truth to it.
Yeah, they fall asleep in random places.
Yeah, that happens.
They do homework in the cafe, work hard at work at their table all the time.
So much homework,
Right.
right? You're doing all your homework, right?
Yeah.
Yes, diligent homeschool kid.
Always all your homework. But yes, so we will talk. We'll do an episode with Lindsay, and I think we do need to do like PK story time, like PK's tell all. That's what we need to do.
I
It'd be
love
like
that.
it'd be like The Bachelor, like after the final
Bachelor.
rose,
Oh, yeah.
right? But the PKs tell all, right? Comment below if you'd watch that. If you wouldn't watch it, watch it anyways when we do it because we're probably going to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that so
and-
much.
John, it really has been forever. Well, Trevor is John. John is. John, I'm so confused. Benny says he loves watching. It's a good midweek connection to stay on track and keep the focus on the main thing. It's also like another life group. Perfect. Benny, you hit the nail on the head.
Gold
That's
star.
what I hope for.
Yep.
That's what we hope for when we do these. So everybody else just say what Benny said, and that'll make me feel better. Benny, it's always good to have you in the chat. Always good to have everybody watching with us. I do like that we do this live. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's also more difficult and more stressful, but it is more fun.
Yeah.
Everything more fun is more stressful. Let's see, who else we got? Oh, yes, Trevor Worley, good old Trevor. Let's see, who else is there? Molly is here. No, John, you're not that bald. You're not that bald. You're definitely in the bald club. He's kind of got like the cul-de-sac thing going on,
He's got the whole Alfred
right?
situation.
And you never see him without his hat. So you don't. Well, maybe on Sundays. I feel like I don't see him without a hat very often, right? I might just be projecting that because I'm always wearing a hat.
Yeah, except for Sundays.
I feel like I saw you without a hat the first time like a month ago and didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
You didn't look. You didn't look like yourself. It really threw me.
He often gets harassed at our house about you have to stop wearing a hat because if you don't, you're going to look like everybody else in the hat club.
I mean, look, I'll just tell you, I don't have any scientific data to back this up, but I used to wear a hat all the time, and now I'm bald.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's an actual connection to that, right? Somebody tell us if that's the actual case. But I got told that all the time. Like, if you keep wearing a hat all the time, you're going to go bald.
And you're like, no.
I mean, there's probably something to it. So just be ready for that. Although your genes might be better than mine. You might have more luck. But anyways, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Let us know in the chat why in the world you decide to watch us each and every week. We are honored. We are grateful that you're here every week. That's part of what makes this show fun. Just let us know. Do you enjoy the ridiculous weirdness or the weird noises that show up in the background because we have an open air studio? Or is it just the real deep biblical conversations? Which happen every once in a while.
Absolutely.
Only when Megan is on. That's only when those happen.
Right? Natalie is never allowed on camera again after her Mother's Day answers.
Oh, my lands.
That
Yes.
sounds like a story.
That is a great story. So we did a Mother's Day video. So Nora and Natalie might have been 3, maybe 4, and Lincoln did a whole Mother's Day compilation. He pulled the kids. Natalie was in a phase right then that she loved Miss Christine more than anybody in the whole wide world. And I don't see why, nobody else would
Right.
agree with that.
Of course.
But she literally recorded on camera on Mother's Day. It was like, I love Miss Christine, and then I love my dad, and then I love my mom.
Oh.
I'm like, you can't say that.
Like, you got to switch that order up,
You
kid.
gotta move this. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. We probably need to do another one of those. I mean, that's a classic Mother's Day video.
Those are lots of fun.
We'll have to work on that. Although I'm just going to exempt my kids from it because there's no telling what they're going to say.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to not put my children on there because that's going to be better for everybody.
We have a pretty fantastic one from years ago of Gabe and Hannah bickering. It's fun, too.
That's the kind of stuff you just need to be able to keep forever. That's going to be very useful.
It's down there somewhere on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
It's there.
Speaking of all things next, Jenny, that's what we're here to talk about today.
Absolutely.
So probably not the day for good biblical conversation, like deep biblical conversation. Definitely not today. So if that's what you're here for, just go ahead and keep watching. But we did want to talk about a couple things. One big thing coming up is this thing that happens, about every year, something called Easter, right? Biggest day of the year. If there was a Super Bowl on the Christian calendar,
This is
this is it.
Yep.
This is Easter. We are preparing and planning. Somebody was talking about, like, hey, do you think, it was you and I. We were talking about, hey, you think we can pull this off next week? It's like, I have no intention of sleeping the week of Easter.
No, you just don't.
Yeah, we could definitely do it. Why not? So we'll talk a little bit about that today. Easter prep is in full swing here at church. Tons of things happening. We are preparing just for all the parking. We're preparing for the seating. There's going to be 1,000 seats in the worship center. There'll be an overflow room where you can watch the service as well. Let's see. It'll be on in the cafe. It'll be all over the place. We'll, of course, be online. So be sure to be sharing those services with somebody. Invite somebody. If you can't get somebody to come in person with you, right? Invite them to watch online and worship with us that way. We have right about an average of 600 folks that worship with us online every single week. Isn't that nuts? It's just like midweek. It's like, why are so many people like wanting to worship with us online, right? Because the when churches started streaming online, right? What happened was churches started streaming online, and a lot of churches did it for the reason of like, oh, this way if people are sick, they can still worship with us and things like
If
that.
you're out of town, you can keep up.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not who these 600 people are. Certainly there are people that do that, and there are certainly people that are a part of our in-person family that while they're traveling or sick or whatever, they'll jump in and worship with us online that way. But like that's 600 people across the United States, across the world. I haven't been able to look at our different countries for a while, but we get blocked every week in Russia. Russia doesn't like us. That's an interesting one. I think we get blocked in North Korea too, but that's a whole different world.
Yeah.
But we've been in Nicaragua. Last time we looked, we were like in 18 different countries.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Right? So we have people in, there's some really good stories I'll share with you sometime, but we have people that worship with us in New York that we've become their church. We have people in Texas.
Yeah,
We're about to start a Texas campus.
That's pretty cool.
Right? Soon enough, we're going to start a campus right there in Texas. This summer, we had a ton of people that watched us from Myrtle Beach. A lot of people would spend time in their condos down there. What's cool is we have a couple of, I think there's at least one retirement community here in Roanoke that they actually only count as one because the way we do our numbers. But
Well, when my dad was at one of the places, so it's right here, real local, and they stream it.
it's a cool
Couldn't get
thing.
my dad to leave his room. It was not his thing, but absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we're happening.
Yeah, I think that's the coolest thing is it's obviously not just something people are doing to like feel like they went to church. Like it's consistently there are people that are plugging in and worshiping online. So if you think God can't work through a computer screen, you are missing something. Right. And we've had people meet Jesus for the first time, rededicate their lives, make decisions for Christ online. So we have a great team that helps put that on. It's pretty fantastic. Carly and I were talking the other day, like our team is so good now. We have so many volunteers and good volunteers. Like we don't really have to do much anymore, which is just the greatest thing in the world. That said, we definitely still need a ton more volunteers because we're not full on volunteers.
No.
Anywhere, right? Especially in the next gen world.
Absolutely, in the next gen world. You're talking about getting ready for Easter and all the seats that you guys have up here in the overflow. We're preparing in the nursery through 5th grade realm. That is Parkway Kids. We're preparing for over 500 kids.
And it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing. It's my favorite day because in the preschool land, there's usually more kids than there are carpet in the clubhouse. If you've never even seen the clubhouse, it's the best place in the building.
Yeah.
But then to do that with 150 people on the floor just at 10:30 is the most fun, and the energy is high, and it's a lot of unpredictable fun when you put that many preschoolers in a room.
Yep.
I love the chaos of Easter. Like those are the days that I live for in ministry, right? Because one, it's Easter Sunday, and we're going to have people that have maybe been in the church for the first time. There are going to be decisions for Christ made, but I love the chaos, right? That's just fun, right? So we'll do sunrise service at 6:00.
Yep.
And then we'll do 2 worship services. We'll have adults and overflow and kids and all the chaos. And then we get to enjoy an Easter egg hunt right
Which is
outside.
probably the most chaotic part.
Which is the most chaotic part, especially when it gets started, when the preteens jump the gun and get started prematurely.
Oh, yeah.
And, but if it's not the preteens, the preschoolers did it one year too. And you just can't unring that bell.
Right.
When one starts to go, then and it's just like.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
No.
Right? Especially when it comes to preschoolers, right? They are chomping at the bit for those eggs. So I'm looking forward to it. It's always beautiful, wonderful chaos to see the kids running around. And one of the things that I think has contributed to Parkway's health and growth over the years is the success and the focus on our next gen ministries.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I love that it's actually, you and I were just having this conversation. So right before we started, we were just talking about, like, we don't do childcare,
No.
right? Because we were talking about groups and different things. If you're not in a group, you need to be in a group,
Oh, yeah.
right? Just so we're
Absolutely.
It's worth it.
put that little plug in there. You have to be in a group. It's the only way you're really going to grow in Christ. So definitely be a part of a group as well, but you're going to hear more about that. We need to do another groups episode, probably.
yeah.
We need to do more of that. But so definitely need to be in a group. But we were talking earlier about, groups needing childcare. And you corrected me, rightfully so. Like, we don't do childcare.
We don't.
There is no childcare that happens at Parkway. So tell us what we do at Parkway.
So we have a fantastic children's ministry and actually next gen ministry that happens. And we do ministry to kids from babies all the way through college.
Yeah.
And we meet kids where they are. It's developmentally appropriate. It's wild. It's crazy. You talk about chaos. You come down here on a Wednesday night. That's not babysitting. I babysit my nieces. I don't babysit here.
Right.
We have fun. The kids are with Lindsay. You talk about Lindsay. Kids are learning real practical ways to develop a deep relationship with Jesus, to study the Bible, how to pray. We're, learning in every level. They're not just sitting. I mean, don't get me wrong, we got goldfish, but there's definitely something for your kids.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I think that's the biggest thing that, I don't know if it's the biggest thing, but that's probably one of the main reasons that Parkway has experienced so much growth and health over the years is because of the constant focus on that. So we focus on it not only as a staff, but like our leadership, our board, our senior leadership, and Pastor John and Pastor Dustin and Carly, and let's see, we'll throw Mike and Andy in there as well. All those guys. We rally around our next gen ministries, right? Which, are we out of space downstairs yet?
Getting close.
Yeah, that's a good problem. I love that problem. We should probably build a new building here soon. So go ahead. You want to write? Somebody wants to write a big old check.
Yeah.
Like, I got the place picked out for it. Yeah. Actually, John and I were talking about it one day. We designed it in a conversation. It was really fun.
I love that.
It was a lot of fun.
Please tell me there's a gym.
Oh, there's a gym. Don't you worry.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
Wouldn't it
need
be
a
great to have a gym for our Next Gen Ministries?
Oh,
It'd
yeah.
be fantastic.
I have big plans.
But yes, Easter is coming. It is going to be beautiful chaos. People are going to be set free from some things. People are going to meet Jesus for the first time. People are going to rededicate their lives. And it's going to be a great day of worship, right? We were looking at the set list and planning through Easter and sunrise and our Maundy Thursday service, which will be a brand new thing we've never done before.
That is something that's new,
Yep.
added, and I love it.
Coolest thing about that Thursday is it starts at 6:00. We're going to have the sanctuary open for prayer starting at 6, and then we're going to start with worship right at 6:30. It's going to be fantastic. It's a good time. When we were talking about it, we were like, what does a Maundy Thursday service look like? And we didn't know, so we figured it out.
Oh, yeah. I had to plan one. Back in the day, I was a church music major. And so I had to plan like an entire year of worship services, including Maundy Thursday, with all of its deep, somber reflection and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, it's not like that.
We're not deep and somber?
Ours is not deep and somber. Ours is not that. But it's going to be a good time, so make sure you're here for that. That's Thursday. Prayer starts at 6, and then we'll start worship right at 6:30. So be ready for that. It's going to be a cool experience. And then we'll, of course, have sunrise on Sunday, and then 2 services at 9 and 10:30. 10:30.
Adjacent.
Right, 10:30 adjacent.
Yeah.
Be here for that. You're not going to want to miss it. You definitely don't want to miss Easter, and invite somebody as well. But we were talking yesterday about some of the logistics of what that looks like. So we
Yes.
have figured out parking, and we figured out seating, and we figured out other things. And I was going to say, raise your hand if you've set up your Planning Center check-in account, but they can't. I can't see them. So talk to us a little bit about how we're streamlining and being good stewards of not only our people's time, but our new resources and how we're checking our kids in.
Absolutely. So we just converted with, honestly, you did all the work. I just am like, look, wow, it's great. So we've converted to a new check-in system. So if you've been downstairs in the last month, you have seen a big purple screen, which is different than what we used to have. And so we've just converted to Planning Center. And it's really simple. At this point, you can just type in 4 numbers instead of your whole number, and your family comes up, a couple of touches. It automatically remembers your settings from the last time you were here, if you were here, and then spits out your labels, and off you go. But for value added, so some of our favorite theme parks will allow you now for a fee. Do they charge you now for this?
I think they do. I'm sure they do.
Everything's for a fee. But some of our favorite theme parks will allow you to skip the line and maybe not wait as long. And so if you've ever been downstairs, like between that 9 o'clock and 10:30 window, and you've been downstairs and you've seen that it's just people everywhere, and you have to like stand in a line and wait for your name tag, you don't always have to, because there is a workaround. There is a way to skip the line, and we're going to set that up. Hopefully, we're going to try to get it together tonight so we can test it out.
Yeah, everything works great the first time we try things. So there was that one time where I got that label. So I legit have these labels as a trophy that I will keep forever.
Aha, I did
Because the
it.
only time something that I didn't know how to do worked the first
The
time.
very first time. It was awesome.
I will legit keep them forever. Because people, in fact, my kids walked into my office the other day and were like, what is this? Like, oh, that's a trophy. Right, that is a keepsake and a memory. Right,
Victory.
But yes, so hopefully tonight we'll have that set up. If printers work appropriately, because you know how printers are. We'll see if, but it'll definitely be set up on Easter. Again, we talk about the chaos of Easter, right? And I love the chaos of Easter. But this is a way we're not only being good stewards of the resources that we have, but also we want Sunday to be a positive experience where we can focus on Christ and focus on Christ risen and focus on changing lives and not wanting to throw printers and iPads through across the room.
Let's not.
Nope.
So here's the way that you can skip the line. If you don't already have the Church Center app, you need to get it. You can find it in whatever, app store or what
Google
do
Play.
Androids use?
I think it's Google Play.
Google
I
Play.
don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't have any idea. So you
This
can
is why you're here.
Thank you. You don't even have an Android. How do you know? Anyway, so you're going to download the Church Center app and get yourself connected to Parkway Church and log in. I think it's just your email or your phone number. Might even work. Get your family. And what's great about that is you can put in your pictures. So like on every other app that we have our little profile picture. Make sure that your phone numbers, addresses, children, that they're all there. Everything's ready. And what I used to do with our old system when we would do pre-check, as we were driving into church, we would hit Vinton, and that was usually my clue to pre-check everybody into church. Whatever your time period is when you're, coming in, where you're coming from, you can do a pre-check. What time do we open our pre-check?
8:30.
So everything opens at 8:30. You can get in, you can check in, and when you do that, you're going to get a QR code in the app. If I do it right now, nothing's live, so I'm just going to get a blank screen with my pretend kid, or I would do it for you right now. And you're going to get a QR code. When you walk in the building, you'll be able to walk right up to that skip the line, fast pass kind of kiosk. You'll scan your QR code, and out will pop your labels.
Like magic.
You don't have to type anything, select anybody. You've already done all that. Bonus, for those of you who have been playing along with us in the checkout, where we're scanning your security code before we give you back your kid. But some of you are like, well, somebody is in the nursery with that. Somebody's over at K3. I don't have it. When you do the online check-in, you get a security code on your phone. So now you have it there. You're not going to lose your label.
Or your kid.
Don't lose your kid. This is not the day to lose
I
your
think
kid.
some people try to lose their kid. Like, oh, I don't have my label. I guess you got to keep them now.
Well, you know what my threat is with that, right? If your grown-up doesn't pick you up and doesn't have your label, you have to come with Miss Christine.
Oh, hey,
and then
sold.
you got to take care of my chickens and like match up old socks. There's a couple of kids who are like gung-ho. They're like, yes.
I have at least 2 kids that would love to chase chickens around. Socks, not so much.
Yeah. But like, come to my house and feed my chickens.
There you go. So if you don't want to pick up your kids, they will officially become free labor for Miss Christine. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to make Sundays a whole lot easier, just in general, and just so much more efficient. I was at the dentist with my children not long ago, and I had to fill out forms
For all of them?
for all of them on paper. Yes. Now, no shade on the dentist. The dentist is great, and I'm sure it saved them a ton of money doing things on paper. But it's 2025.
And here you are with a claw for a hand now.
And, well, so there's that. But I also have atrocious handwriting, right? So I guarantee whoever has to scan that or input that into their computer, because certainly they're not just leaving actual paper around and trying to read my handwriting. They can't read my handwriting. I can't read my handwriting, right? My wife is an English teacher and threatened to bring home handwriting papers when she was a third grade teacher.
I've threatened Wes with them too.
It's horrible, right? But it's 2025 and everything should be digital. There should be no forms that I'm handwriting, right?
Agreed.
And we want to make sure we have the right, proper information, and we don't want you to have to keep up with your tags, right? Because we don't want you to lose your children. As much as Christine would love the free labor, we want to be able to return your children to you.
Absolutely. My minivan only fits so many kids.
Right, and then we have to start strapping them down to the roof.
Yeah.
And, yeah, but this is also how we keep our kids safe, right? What I love about Parkways is there's so many folks that call Parkway home. People are growing, and we have every new friends party. Like, there's always new people, right, that are coming, and the church is growing. And there's a logistical downside to that, right? It's a great thing, and we're growing the kingdom. People are meeting Jesus. But there is a logistical downside to where you have to now keep track of all those people, right? We have to keep track of all these children and make sure the children are safe and go home with the right people,
grown-up.
Yep.
Yes.
right? So if you see Miss Christine have to get a little mean with somebody because they don't have their tag, it's not because we don't love you, and it's not because we don't trust you. It's because we love your kids, and we have to make sure the kids go to the right people.
Absolutely.
Right? Because we don't want to lose kids.
No.
We also don't want to be the church on the front page that's like, hey, they lost kids, right? We're just not going to be those people. So we're going to be a little bit mean about making sure you have your tags. And the best way that you can do that is right there on the Church Center app. It is so much easier than it sounds. Right?
Really,
It's
there's a circle.
stupid
that says
simple.
Check in. You push the check button, and all your people come up, and you just touch who you want to go, and you're all set.
So simple a middle schooler can do it. Not even a middle schooler, a middle school boy. Now that is saying something. Speaking of feral, right? Let me tell you what, middle school boys, right? I've told people for years, middle school boys are subhuman. I don't know what they are, but they are not completely human. They are a special breed. I love them. They're wonderful. I would say they're still made in the image of God, right? But they are not human, and even they can do this. So it's going to be great. So look forward to that. Download that app. Speaking of apps, we do have a new church app. So you can download that as well. It's got that black background with a nice bright blue Parkway logo.
Nice.
You can stay up to date on all of the midweek episodes. You can watch old messages. There's a couple of our worship songs on there as well. So
Cool.
all kinds of good stuff. You can actually read the Bible in our app. And what's cool, right? Right? See? So this is why we're doing this, okay? So if you download our Parkway app, you can read the Bible right in the app. You can follow along with the message notes right in the app during the service. But you can also, if you're reading scripture in the Parkway app, it'll actually bring up related media, like sermons that we've preached on it. So let's say you're reading something in Genesis 38. Well, that's where Dustin was preaching this past, I think it was this week. I've already looked at his notes for this week. I can't remember what's what, but I think it was last week. So if you're reading in Genesis 38 in the Bible on the Parkway app, it'll also pop up and tell you like, hey, there's this great message that was preached recently.
Right about this.
Right about
Here we
this.
go.
And you can read that as well. Like, how cool is that? That's the entire reason we built this new app.
Does it do
Nice.
the same like inverse? Like you can find the whole chapter like from the video?
Maybe. I don't know. It's probably in there somewhere. I think it lists it in there in like tags and things. You can search. You could search media by the speaker. So if you really are looking for a Carly message, like I need some Pentecostal hop and shuffle, like you can just hit Carly, search Carly. If you it's been a while since we've had Pastor John on the stage. So if you're really just missing some Pastor John, you need to hear him. Haven't uploaded all of his sermons because turns out 35 years is a lot.
That's a couple of Sundays.
That's a couple of Sundays. So we're working on adding some of that back media as well. But it's really cool. If you haven't already downloaded it, download it and check it out. If you've got the old one that's like silvery with the Blue Parkway logo, it's old and I can't believe it still works. It shouldn't work at all right now, actually. But definitely
Probably the
update
one
that
I
app.
have.
Yeah, well, I don't think it works anymore. I think we just killed it. And actually, our Google app was down for a little while, so
no.
hopefully it's back for all of our Android friends. But definitely go check out that app. But yeah, all the things. It's a good thing we had notes.
It's there, but
It is there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Spirit and truth.
yeah. Nothing's gonna be updated. I don't think I've touched it since January. It's pretty awful. But the new app is great.
The new app is great.
And wonderful. So download that. You can actually access all of your serving requests if you're a part of the Dream Team right there in the Parkway app. Let's see. If you're part of a group, which again should all be a part of a group, you can connect with your group right through the Parkway app as
My
well.
group sends messages through it.
Coolest thing in the world. Right? It's a great time. So make sure you download that as well. That wasn't even in the notes.
No.
But that was a great little commercial
that.
for that. Speaking of Easter prep, we keep talking about this. It's hard to think past Easter.
There's a giant
Right.
bunny in the way.
There is a gigantic bunny in the way. But right after Easter, right, you have another part of your job. So not only are you the next gen admin that keeps as the heart and soul and keeps our next gen team, organized, very organized, keeps them, does all the scheduling for all the next gen dream team, runs early childhood, all those things. You have another part of your job.
Yes. And the best.
Tell us about that.
It's just about to come. So one of the things that I get to do is this is year. How old are you? Year 4. This is like summer number 8.
One of you should know the answer. I don't know
So,
which one, but at least one of
If
you
you're
should.
14,
I was trying to figure out the year.
Yeah. So I think when you turned 6, we started with Parkway Summer Camp.
So was it 2016?
Yes. So 2016, we started doing some fun weeks in the summer, just of cool stuff for kids to do.
It was
And
like 3 or 4.
that
right?
has turned into an entire 10-week summer program that is the home for a good amount of families that we are your childcare. That's probably the one time when people might consider
That might consider it
childcare.
childcare.
Yeah.
Only in that early and late time when we're just chilling and hanging with your kiddos. But we have an entire full summer of camp programming. And here's where it gets great. Not only is it just school-age kids, like kindergarten through 5th graders, but Parkway Preschool is here all summer. And by popular family demand, we have heard the people. We have expanded this year. We're doing something brand new. We have opened up to middle schoolers because we found these great people that we love who were slightly feral. You love them. And yeah, they're learning to be responsible, great creatures. But if we leave them at home by themselves to their own whatever, 40 hours a week.
Yeah,
They're good
sometimes it's
kids.
not the best thing for them.
They can.
No.
So we have heard, and we built this relationship over 7, 8, a million years with these families. And as kids get too old and they age out, they're like, "What do we do?" And I'm like, "I don't know." So we have opened middle school camp. So we go from 2-year-olds all the way to rising 8th graders. Now, Parkway Preschool manages the preschool. They do a fantastic job. And then I work with the rising kindergartners all the way through the rising 8th graders, and then all the high schoolers who work with us, and college students and teachers.
And occasionally we find interns out of that we
do.
decide we're going to keep forever.
You keep forever, and you hire them, and they're
Yep.
great. So summer camp is in full swing. If you've not known that we have a summer camp, you need to check it out. I don't believe we have a direct link on the website.
There is a camps link, so I
Okay,
just
there is
posted
a
that in the
camps link.
chat, so we can
Super.
you can find the link from there. You can register. They can register, and it's all through It's all through Planning Center.
K-8
Right.
is all through Planning Center,
Yeah.
and Parkway Preschool still uses Bright Wheel.
Okay, awesome. So it's if you've not seen summer camp around here, it's awesome. Speaking of chaos, it's beautiful chaos.
It is. My goal is to wear kids out. They come home tired and
Right.
dirty, and we have as much fun as we possibly can.
Right? That's the dream. What more could you want?
It's a different theme every week. We
Yeah.
actually got a company coming in to help sponsor our Mad Science Week now. So yeah, new development just happened. So we're, working with people and professionals in the community to help enhance what we
Yeah.
do. So it's not just kids are sitting on a tablet all day in a corner. We're doing stuff. We're up. We're outside. We're learning about global missions.
Yeah.
We're
Sitting
doing,
on a Lego bridge.
you never know.
Sitting on a Lego bridge?
There,
Is that a
Miss-
thing that happened?
Yeah, in Lego Week, you have to build a bridge, and you have to be able to sustain a certain amount of weight. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody invited me to be a part of that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need an invite when we're
July
building Lego
7.
bridges.
Let's
do I
do
get
it.
to test the bridges? Can I walk across them?
That
Are
could be
they
fun.
are they big enough to hold me?
I don't know.
Anybody building bridges to hold me?
We had Isaac on one once.
Yeah, I
Isaac
think.
Ray.
I don't know if I want to risk that. How high are we? Are we like?
These are small people. I mean, we have a lot of Legos in the building, but you're just talking about something like a bridge that maybe you can stand on.
About as tall as these chairs, pretty much.
All right, I'd risk that. Yeah, I'm down. Put me down for Lego Week.
All
I'll
right.
definitely be swinging through there. So what I love about that is, so we give our kids to schools, right, for how many hours a week, right?
30-ish.
Right, a whole lot, right? No shade on that, right? That's a great thing. And everybody has different philosophy of education, all those things. In fact, Courtney and I disagree on some things every once in a while. Like I'm trying to convince her to homeschool our kids, and
I love
partially
this.
I keep
Yes.
see. I know you guys would support that. I keep poking at her because like I don't want to homeschool my kids. My kids are crazy. She's a professional teacher. She doesn't want to homeschool our kids, right? So our kids are probably never going to be homeschooled. But I keep poking at her.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're gonna homeschool our kids, right? Wouldn't it be fun? No, it would not be fun because our
It is
kids are
the
nuts.
Actual hardest, but best thing.
Oh, I fully believe that. But everybody has different philosophy of education, and everything. But in general, like it's we send our kids to school a lot, right? For several hours a week, average a week, and we're entrusting them to other adults, right? And they're in a certain environment, and there's then. We're not in full control over really what they're experiencing, what they're being taught and things. So how cool is it that they could have an entire week or an entire summer, right, to be immersed in Scripture, immersed with loving, caring adults and, older teenagers, helping to care for them, having fun, but also spending time in the Word, growing in the knowledge of Christ, right? So regardless of what your education philosophy is, right, that summer camp is a great opportunity to not only have your children cared for in a safe environment, but also have them grow in the knowledge of Christ and experience a little bit more of what the church is in kind of I wouldn't say more fun, but they do get to build a bridge and blow things up and safely blow things
Yeah.
up, right?
There's going to be pools of oobleck. I mean, and
I don't
a lot
know
of
what that
times,
is, but it
that's
sounds
the
fantastic.
cornstarch that's a liquid. I could do a whole science
When you
lesson
punch
on
it
right now.
when you punch it, it's solid. But when you put your hand in it softly, it's water.
What?
Oh yeah.
Man, I don't get invited to any of the cool stuff. That's fantastic. When do we get to light Pastor Andy's hand on fire?
It
again?
happens
We
that
get
week.
to do that?
That
Okay.
is, that was a fun post. I lit my boss on fire today on purpose.
Yeah, he did that for us one time. That blew my mind. But yes, so register for summer camps. The links are in the chat. Register for some camps. Do we still need staff? Are we still hiring?
I'm real close to full on staff
So if you're thinking that you want to work
now.
Do it now.
It's
Yes.
probably a little too. Yeah, now.
right now,
Right
stop,
this
drop what
second.
you're doing. Or if you know teenagers that are good, responsible, high schoolish,
Yeah, you gotta be old enough to be employed.
you got to be old
gotta
enough to be employed.
But
14 or
counselors
older.
are like 16 and up.
Right.
Because
So
you
no
just
child
found-
labor.
Yeah, we try to be really good about following the rules and keeping all of our children safe.
Yeah, staff kids are the only child labor we use, and we don't pay them. We just feed them.
We literally hey, do this, and I'll buy you lunch today.
Yeah.
That's what I do with my children. Yeah, it's fantastic. So, oh yeah, Benny, Benny says summer camp's amazing.
Yeah, Courtney
Aw.
comes. She loves it.
It's fantastic. So make sure you're a part of summer camp, or if you know people that are always looking for something for their kids for summer. Now we have a lot of folks. So my kids, my wife is a teacher, so she doesn't have to be in the office all the time during the summer, even though she is most of the time. But we get to spend some time at home with them. But our kids will spend a week or two at camp. They have in the past. So luckily, the greatest thing about having a son that's old enough to watch the other ones is not having to pay for childcare, which is just the most amazing
It's
thing.
great.
It's pretty fantastic. But our kids will probably be at camp at least 1 or 2 weeks this summer, so they're looking forward to that. They love it because it's just constant fun.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is it's that week that's just before school starts when all the teachers have to go back. They're like, what do I do with my kid? And so week 10, which is a new theme week, it's a mystery week. It has got almost 100 kids in it already.
What?
Yeah,
That's
we're going to
insane.
solve crimes. I don't know how it's all going to happen, but we're going to solve crimes. It's going to be great. Yeah, so we've got, if you know middle schoolers who need something to do besides play Fortnite,
Right?
come
All
see me.
day.
Who would play Fortnite all day? Do you know anybody that would play Fortnite all day, Guppy?
I know a
No.
few people.
He's a good boy. He does his math homework all day.
What? I believe that. Man. So that's summer camp. So
Yep,
we did summer camp. We did Easter. The other thing, speaking of summer,
Yeah.
other thing we definitely need to hit, and you're going to have to help me with the dates, make sure I get these right. NTS camp.
Yeah.
Once again,
13th to
the
17th.
greatest camp I've ever been to. I was a youth pastor for a long time, took kids to a lot of different camps. This is the best camp your kids can go to.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
We've
Hands
been
down.
going, somebody in my family's been going since 2019.
Yeah, I
maybe
think it was
18?
19.
Yeah.
So I think it's
18 or
2019.
19, one of the two.
So we've had somebody in our family going.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last year for somebody in my family to go. And then it'll just be the sky. So those dates, Levi, what are the dates for NTS camp?
The 13th to the 17th.
Of?
July.
That's an important one.
And big important thing you want to note about that is it doesn't close, but the early bird registration cost goes away after May 4th. So Star Wars Day, NTS Camp Day, because the price goes up after that.
Yeah. So make sure you register for NTS camp. It's always we always do a recap episode here on Midweek, and so if you're a regular to the show, you've seen a lot of the stories that have come out of that. And if you've been to camp, if you went to camp growing up, Christine and I ended up at the same camp for many, many years.
10 years apart, but same camp.
Right, and we're here, so camp is a good thing. But camp, I always love. There's something about being separated out of your normal routine. Right, you're immersed right into hearing from God. And one of the coolest things I love about NTS camp is part of a whole organization called Never the Same, and they're very diversified now. So a guy named Jeff Eckhart, right, born and raised in the Wesleyan Church.
Yep, went to college with him.
Right, good dude, from Michigan.
Yeah.
Love Jeff. One of the coolest guys you'll ever meet. So he's actually NTS. I can't remember which started first. If it was I think it was NTS first. But he's diversified and grown into multiple different ministries. There's
Claim Your Campus.
Claim Your Campus is probably the biggest one. There's
Soul exercises.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
you made that one too.
Yes, there's a biblical group curriculum that they put out as well. So what I love about it is not only are we investing in students for a week, right, but it's really more of a jumping off point of because what's always happened for years, right? This is since the beginning of camp. Is kids go to camp, they go down the altar, they cry, their lives are forever changed,
yeah.
and then 2 weeks later they're back in their regular routine and nothing is different, right? That's just the way it's been for years. So what I love about what NTS does is NTS puts a great focus on being never the same, right? That's what the title's for. So the goal is not just for you to have this big emotional experience while you're there at camp. Certainly that happens, and the worship is amazing, and speakers are great. But it's really more focused on what happens when you leave camp, right? And I love that they put that focus on there. So things like Claim Your Campus, an organization that organizes students to pray for their campuses,
schools,
right?
yeah.
Pray for their schools. Things like soul exercises that actually resource you and resource resource your student ministry to be able to grow closer to Christ, after camp has happened. So all great stuff. So I love NTS. Our kids, Hudson went for the first time last year. First time he was old enough to go, and had a great time. He did not. I'll just talk a little bit on Hudson for a second. He didn't really want to go. He was not sure how camp was going to go, right? Mm-hmm. And we kind of pushed him, right? We pushed him to go because I know what camp is, right? And Courtney and I both grew up going to camp, and we knew how impactful it would be. And he came back, loved it. A lot of great stories. A lot of good things happened from that. It changed his daily scripture reading routine, all those great things. So camp is absolutely worth it. It is expensive,
Essential.
right? It is expensive,
Yeah.
but it's worth it.
Absolutely.
Right. We don't have time to go into I have old youth pastor hurt about how expensive camp is in those conversations. We don't have time to get into that. It's not the time. You guys are not my therapy. Although some days,
That could be one.
that's
of
just
the
what you
reasons we do
get.
this.
Yeah.
But yes, register for NTS camp, July 13th through
The 17th.
17th.
July.
Guppy will save you a seat on the bus. It's going to be like 2 buses this year.
That's what we're talking. I mean,
I
yeah,
thought
we're
it was
worried.
3.
It might
This
be.
is just the Parkway crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah, I don't remember the final number of how many kids we took last year, but wasn't it like 100
Huge
kids?
picture.
Yeah, it was.
It was a ton,
It was around 100 kids.
right? We'll be the gold team again this year,
Yep.
hopefully. Dang well better.
Yes,
Right.
I got too many yellow things in my house for them to change the color right now.
Yeah, so
Although Liberty's kind of coming in.
yeah, that'd be all
with
right.
The red. We're
Yeah,
okay
I
with
could have
that.
a little red things. That's fine. But so make sure you register for NTS camp. It's 6th through 12th graders, so make sure part of that. It is a life-changing experience, so it is worth the investment. I will tell you that as a former youth pastor and as a parent, it is 100% worth the investment. So make sure you don't miss out on that opportunity as well. Send your kids to Parkway Summer Camp.
Yes.
Promote it, share it on Facebook, send it to whoever you know. We want to impact as many lives as possible, and one of the ways we do that is through Parkway Summer Camps.
Absolutely.
Right. So, yeah, man, good job, guys.
Super. Thank
Way to go. Thank you, Christine, for filling us in on all things Next Jenny. You are you're the brains and you hold the web together of all of our Next Jenny things. I was
Yes.
trying to figure out a word to
And
describe
resident
that.
extrovert for the team.
There is that. Do that so well. So thank you for keeping all of our Next Gen ministries organized. Thank you for running our early childhood department, all that good stuff, and summer camp, because it's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. I love the chaos. I love the noise in the building, because noise means there's good ministry happening. It's one of my favorite things about this building. So make sure you share that with somebody. Share this episode with somebody. If you're looking for, or if you have somebody that's looking for a little bit of hope, a little bit of motivation, that's what we're here for. Just give you a little bit of light in the world, a little bit of good news, because if you've watched the news like ever, there's almost nothing but bad news. So that's what we're here for. Thanks so much for joining us for another episode of Midweek Motivation. Have a great week,
We'll see you.
and stay motivated.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, when you're feeling down and motivated in the midweek, we got the guys here to make your life complete. Little John, Brandon, Cody, Carly, they're coming in to keep you motivated all week. New episode, same time every week. Don't gotta wait long for the next one to release. So don't go away, sit down, take a seat, enjoy Midweek Motivation with John and Carly. Hey.
Midweek Motivation.
Let's go!